Good morning, everyone. It's January the 30th, the day after I did our hive inspections, entrance inspections, and we're here to do autopsies on the 3 dead outs that I had from yesterday. I'm gonna pull the frames and we'll take a look at them. This is the first one of the 3. This one is a Langstroth nuke, and we're looking to see. There, that frame is empty. That frame is empty. That frame is empty. I'd say the reason for this one is there just wasn't enough in the hive. Take this top box off. Let me get a hive tool real quick. Okay, now that I've got a hive tool, I'm going to put these frames back in this box because there's no sense in leaving them out. We'll take this top box off and then we'll adjust our camera so we can look down into the bottom box. I'll be back. Okay, now that we can see down into the bottom box, you see that there's a cluster of bees right here. It's not too big. Looks like it's on about 2 frames here. I'm going to start by pulling this first frame out. And this first frame, it's not even drawn on that side, and this side is empty. This was a trap out I got from Fulton. Oh, there's some honey on that. And there were bees there. Here's the cluster. There's a little bit of honey there. And there's the queen. She's right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. But there is the queen. So they've all got their heads in the comb. I'll see if I can get a good picture of that. I'd say they just got too cold. Yeah, they've got these. This is all that's empty where they're at. So last frame here. That's some comb that I framed up that I had, trying to give them some more room. It was late in the year whenever I got these trapped out, so I'm pretty confident that they starved out. There wasn't enough honey in there to keep them going. So we'll go on to the next one, and after I get this one put back together. Okay, after cleaning the bees off, all there was that little bit of honey there and that little bit of honey there that was both outside the cluster. So they starved to death for sure. We'll go ahead and get this put back together and I'll be right back. Okay, this next hive is the dead out from the Holt Summit bee yard. You've already seen a picture of this on my previous video. Last fall, I fed this colony and I took a frame out and put a jar feeder over the opening here, and the bees built the comb off of the frame. So that was probably one of my first mistakes. I didn't make sure I got that back together before winter. I'm gonna pop these, start over here with this frame, getting it out, and we'll see what we can find. As you see, this frame is an older frame that I've had, and it's empty. Okay, let's go to the next frame over. This one's got a little bit of honey in it. There's a few bees on it. Dump those off here. The other side is completely empty. Yeah. Okay, we're here at the cluster. Pull this out of here. This frame is light. As you can see, there's a large amount of bees on that. Let me get those knocked off here, and I'll be right back. Okay, I got most of them knocked off of that side. I'm going to cut this off here real quick. As with the other one, they clustered up, but they ran out of stores. There's bees on that side. A pretty good sized cluster. Unfortunately, they didn't have enough stores to make it through the winter. As I said earlier, I did feed this hive. And there's a bunch of bees there also. And again, there's just nothing around them. We'll go ahead and go to the next comb. I'll clean those off later. And the next comb is the end of the cluster. There it is. There's the cluster on this side of the comb. And there's quite a few dead bees down in the bottom. There's no nectar, no pollen, no honey on that comb. And let's take and pull these last two out of here and just take a look at them. There's some pollen and a little bit of nectar in there, but they weren't able to get to it. We had a cold spell several weeks in January that it really got cold, and they clustered up, and there wasn't enough food above them to be able to survive. So that's another one that's dead out due to starvation. My fault. So this is the majority of the bees that were in that hive on the comb. There were probably a cup of bees or more in the bottom of the box that had perished, but they just run out of honey to make it through the winter. So I'm going to go on to the next hive, and I'll be right back. Okay, now to go on to the third and final hive. This hive is the cutout that I did on Labor Day weekend at Virginia Trails. Those first two are empty. As you can see, I rubber banded their comb into that frame there. And there's the cluster. There's some more comb that I rubber banded. There are some of the bees on the cluster. And there are more of the cluster. More of the comb I rubber banded in there. They did a pretty good job of connecting it. It was late in the year, so they didn't have time to really do anything with it. And that's the last of the cluster there, it looks like. None of these have anything in them. There's a few bees in the bottom. And these are the last. There's that attempt to rubber band that in and attempt to rubber band that in. So they just didn't have enough resources to make it. There are a few bees in the bottom of that. I don't know if I can get a picture of it. See the bees there in the bottom. So again, another starve out. And I don't know, I didn't mention it earlier with the other two. I got most of the bees out of the comb. There are a few bees with their heads still down in the comb that I couldn't get out. I'm putting those in the freezer and gonna reuse them next year because I'm confident that these were all starve outs. I had a comment on my video yesterday from, I can't remember the subscriber. Let me find that name for you. The subscriber was Rodney Middleton. He had commented on Mike Berry's comment on my video from yesterday. Mike, from the looks of the video, he was in agreement that these were starve outs. And Rodney asked if I could feed these bees. Well, I'm going to try to feed the rest of my bees that I've got. I've got some pollen patty. With these Lands Hive, it's kind of hard to feed them. But I'm gonna give it a try. I've got one Langstroth nuke still out the bee yard that I can put a patty on top of. But we're gonna try to feed the rest of the bees and keep them through until the the nectar starts coming in. I was looking at my videos from last year. On February the 12th, I have
visitors today.
Spots all over my grill on the back
sure what they're
deck,
getting.
and I have a maple tree right there, and the bees were all over it. So the sap or the nectar was already flowing on February the 12th, which is just a couple weeks away. So I'm hoping that we get a flow, we get some pollen coming in. I've seen some videos where I had pollen coming in the latter part of January, first part of February. So we're going to try to keep them going until that happens, and we'll go on forward. You learn from your mistakes, and this was one of my big ones. So I hope you enjoyed this video. You're going to enjoy it better than I have, because it's kind of heartbreaking to lose the bees and knowing it's my fault. So if you like it, go ahead and give it a like. I hope somebody learned something from it. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you get notifications of my future videos. And till we see you out the bee yard, happy beekeeping, and thanks for watching.